Welcome everybody. This year marks the 76th anniversary of the Troy Fire Department and our 46th annual appreciation banquet. I'd like to take this opportunity to personally thank all of the members of the Troy Fire Department for their commitment to service, as well as their spouses, significant others, and family members for their continued support and understanding. I would also like to thank my staff, the city manager, the mayor and city council for their continued support, and I would be in big trouble if I didn't thank my wife Susan for her support and understanding. You know, everybody asked if I was nervous tonight. I said only about one thing, and I think I just got through it. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize our former fire chiefs, Bill Nelson and Jim Halsey, for their leadership and foresight. They have certainly made the Troy Fire Department the success it is today and a model for other municipalities, to which I'm very grateful for.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the City of Troy, it's my honor and privilege to be here tonight to welcome you to the 46th Annual Appreciation Banquet. This is one of the highlights of my year when I can attend this event. So thank you all for coming this evening. And of course, we all know that this event is held in recognition for the time and effort so generously given by our Troy volunteer firefighters for the protection of our city. And we thank you so much. I have the honor this evening of making introductions, and sometimes I think we overlook the foundation of the Troy volunteer firefighters. And if you would look on the last page of the banquet handout this evening, you'll see all of the volunteer firefighters that are recognized and in their memory. And there's a long list. There's 3 columns there on the back page. And I think you should pay close attention to those men and women that set the foundation. And if you would join me for just a moment of silence on behalf of their memory. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to make my introductions on what I consider the level of importance. And I'd first like to recognize the retired volunteers that are here this evening. If they would please stand and be recognized, I would like to recognize them. Please stand. Thank you. It's because of you that we are the safest city in Michigan, and you set the foundation for how to be a fire department. So thank you for what you've done for this city. Next, I would like to recognize all of the volunteers that are here this evening. Would you stand and be recognized, please? Thank you. I don't know if you noticed or not, but all of the volunteers gravitate to one area and hang together down there. It's really great to see. They're all down there. Next, I'd like to recognize our new fire chief, Dave Roberts. I've known Dave Roberts since 1980, and that's a long time ago. And I can't think of a better guy to take over the fire department from Bill Nelson than Dave Roberts. Thank you so much, Dave Robertson, and thank you for what you've done for the city. Please stand and be recognized, Dave, please. And of course, he couldn't do it without his wife, Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne. And of course, every time there's a promotion to chief, that has to be filled by somebody. So we are very fortunate that Chuck Reister is now our assistant fire chief. Where's Chuck? I'd like him to stand and be recognized. And of course, his wife Sue is with him. 2 years ago, I forgot to introduce my wife, so I always make sure that I do that first. Now, I'd like to introduce my wife, Judy. She's with me tonight. So I think we've been married over 40 years now, so we've been together a long time. Mayor Pro Tem Ed Pennington gave us the invocation, then he had a quick dinner, and now he's playing softball, so he's not here tonight. But his wife Phyllis is still here. Phyllis, you could stand for him, please stand. Also with us tonight is Edna Abraham from City Council. Edna? And she's with her friend John Coulis. He asked me not to do that, but I said I would. John, thank you. I'd also like to recognize here tonight, Councilman Ethan Baker is here with his wife Bethany. Councilman Jim Campbell is somewhere on the ocean on vacation somewhere, so he's not with us this evening, but he wanted me to make sure that he gave you all his best. I'd like to also recognize Councilman Dave Henderson is with us tonight, and his wife Kelly. And Councilmember Ellen Hoderick and her husband Mike are with us. I'd like to recognize now our city attorney, Lori Bloom, is here this evening with her husband Ken. And of course, one of my friends, we grew up on city council together, and now she's 52-4 District Court Judge. Maureen McGinnis is with us this evening. She's with her husband Kevin, who's a volunteer firefighter, but we're just going to recognize Maureen tonight. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize two of the past mayors that are here this evening that set the foundation for what it really means to be the mayor of the city of Troy. I know Louise Schilling is here and Jeannie Stein. And last but not least, I'd like to recognize our city manager, Brian Kishnick. He is here this evening. I think Carrie stayed home to take care of the kids tonight, but Brian's going to follow me. Hopefully he'll be kind to me. We share the microphone quite often, and tonight I got to be first, so I'm going to be kind to him, and hopefully he'll be kind to me this evening. I'd like to introduce the city manager, Brian Kishnick, one of the best city managers Troy's ever had, the right guy at the right time, Brian Kishnick.
Mayor, thank you very much. There's no pressure, there's no coercion. We don't operate like that in the city of Troy. Everyone gets along, and this is just an open season to take a microphone and thank all the volunteers and retirees. This past year has been a really, really exciting year, at least from an administrative standpoint. Usually, the 6 stations and the lieutenants and the chief and the deputy chief do their job, and it's just another fire year from an administrative spot because everyone does a very professional job, and we all know, and at least what we all know, everywhere I go, and they say you're from the city of Troy, they say, how do you do it with that fire station or that volunteer fire department? I got fire station on my brain. You might imagine what station for, but how do you do it with the volunteer firefighters? And so it is one of the most incredible things. We say it all the time. It's just like we say we're the diverse community in Michigan. But ladies and gentlemen, it is an outstanding situation and organizational success story in all of America. And I know that people like to say, well, why can't we do it from other places? They can't do it. They could, but they can't do it because Troy has done it for so long and refined this organizational structure that works so well. So please give yourself a nice round of applause. It is serious, serious success. Now I have to move along real quickly here because at our table for dinner we were talking about how the city council meetings are run so efficiently, and the mayor is a big part of that. And everyone gets the business done. They don't always get along. I always agree with all 7 of them, but sometimes they're on different sides of the issue. So that's a trick that I try to learn still to this day. But it used to be there was no time limit for public comment. And then there was, 5 minutes for public comment. And now we're down to 3 minutes for public comment. So since the mayor took 20 minutes, I've got about 30 seconds left to stick to that brevity. 40 years last year in September, 40 years for Chief Nelson. Chief Nelson, what a great guy. He looks great. I'm so happy. Best fire service guy I've ever met, and that is an absolute fact. And everyone in this room, I'm sure, knows that. And so it's so nice to see him. However, 40 years as the chief, and last I checked, Dave Roberts, who's the new chief and is doing a wonderful job. He has one problem that the chief has to deal with. Yeah, you might be looking at him. But it's a joy to work with Chief Roberts and Chuck Reister. I saw Chuck over there somewhere. I know they've been introduced by the mayor, but they really are doing a great job. And just to highlight one example, last night we were at Crispelli's and their party. I don't know, it was sort of a soft opening party, and one of the owners came up, and this is not the first time from one of these openings. It would happen at the Hilton Garden Inn too, where, the first thing they say is your planning and building and fire department are just awesome to work with. Now, that's a big change, right? And I'm not just saying for Troy, that's a big change from anywhere to hear that those groups are great to work with. And that's a real testament as well. So we want to thank you all for that. So Dave, 40 years for Chief Nelson. You've been here 35, but none of those except maybe one have been as the fire chief. So I wish you well in the next 39 years as the fire chief here. We're in great hands. We've got a great council. We have some really fun projects coming up. Fire Station 4, some equipment, the Volunteer Fighter Incentive Program has really lifted off. And I always say, it seems like I've been saying it 3 years, the 6 station reps who have worked with us on that has been a real joy, and it's moving forward. So thank you all very much. I'll leave now so that we can move on with the awards, which is really what this is about. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Well, one of the biggest challenges of managing the fire department is ensuring there are enough firefighters. While we are fortunate to have over 155 volunteer firefighters currently, we're always looking for more. In light of this fact, I would like to introduce our newest members of the Troy Fire Department, those who have joined within the last year. And I ask that you please hold your applause until all of the names are read. So new firefighters this year from Fire Station number 1, Stephen Busey, Kyle Koznak, Mark Kuza, and Hung Ye Ken Lin. Now you can clap. From Fire Station number 2, a new member, Ryan Murphy. As you can tell, Ryan's not too well known. From Fire Station number 3, new members Sean Frontiera, Adam Galley, Erjan Lakariki, or EJ, and Stephen Ware. From Fire Station number 4, Matthew Sesko. From Fire Station number 5, Doug Marvin, Richard Matat Jr., and Nathaniel McCory. And from Fire Station number 6, James Crandall, Drew Ginther. Drew is a returning member to the department. Benjamin Palmer. Ben is also a returning member to the department. And Morris Shapiro. And at this time, I'd like to ask Pete Hollinger and Mayor Dane Slater to come forward. Dane had mentioned the retirees, and what I would like to do is recognize the retirees, in particular those who have retired in the past year, and once again thank them for their years of service. We have just a few. James Roll from Station 5 with 10 years of service. Will you please come forward if Jim is here? Okay. And Richard Bewick from Station 5 with 21 years of service. And Brian Verbruggen from Station 2 with 30 years of service. And a special recognition for his dedication and leadership, William Nelson with 40 years of service.
Thank you very much.
Now it's time to recognize those members who have reached service milestones with the department. Again, we ask that you please hold your applause until each service milestone group of individuals is announced. Will the following individuals please come forward? For 5 years of service, John Elkhorn, Station 2, Mark Schweiderson, Station 2, Jason Adler, Station 3, Martin Verbruggen, Station 4, and Keith Harper, Station 5. moving right along. For 10 years of service, Michael Schoenbeck, Station 1. Rob Tyrell, Station 2. Mike Madjoff, Station 4. Jonathan Solers, Station 5. And Michael Solers, Station 5. For 15 years of service, Brian Dodoro, Station 1. Gary Lenaway, Station 1. Randy Odgers, Station 1. Nick Herzick, Station 3. John Thomas, Station 3. And Reed Van de Kerkhoff, Station 5. For 20 years of service, Bob Shank, Station 6. For 25 years of service, Don Douglas, Station 2. And Bill Petrucia, Station 6.
Thank you.
For 30 years of service, John Collins, Station 1. And Phil Thor, Fire Station 5. And for 35 years of service, Randy Kurth, Station 1. And Dave Weaver, Jr., Station 1. The department has adopted an awards procedure to recognize those members of the department and of the community who have distinguished themselves professionally and through service to the community. The awards are selected and decided upon by a committee of peers based upon documentation presented to the fire chief and reviewed by the committee. We would like to acknowledge all of the department members and their commitment to our community and thank them for their service. The following individuals, however, are being recognized for exemplary actions and commitment. Please hold your applause until the presentation of the awards. Will the following members please come to the front? Assistant Chief Phil Thor, Lieutenant Matt Arnold, Lieutenant Pete Hullinger, Lieutenant Greg McMiniman, Firefighter Joel Barthlow, Firefighter Eric Krajewski, Firefighter Jeff Miltimore, Firefighter Stu Segan, and Firefighter Bill Visnaw. I know I got more check marks on here than people up here, so. On Saturday, May the 30th, members of the Troy Fire Department were volunteering for an on-track fire safety members at the Detroit Belle Isle Grand Prix. Lieutenant Matt Arnold and firefighter Joel Barthlow and their team responded to a race car that had lost control due to wet track conditions, slid into the wall, and caught fire. They were actively suppressing the fire when another race car lost control, struck the Mobile Emergency Response Vehicle, or MERV, from which they were operating. This second race car then struck the burning race car along with firefighter Barthlow. A pileup of two additional race cars ensued, and Fire Barthlow was severely injured as a result of these collisions. Lieutenant Arnold and firefighter Barthlow ended up on top of the tire barrier wall. Additional crews arrived and began to suppress the car fires and the barrier wall that was now on fire, while other resources were being coordinated. This incident was now compounded by the fact that one of the rescuers was injured. During the chaos of the collisions, Lieutenant Arnold was able to quickly assess the incident and began medical treatment of firefighter Barthlow. Assisting Lieutenant Arnold on the scene treatment were doctors and first responders from the Detroit Medical Center. This team effort allowed firefighter Barthlow to be stabilized and transported to Detroit Receiving Hospital. He is still recuperating from his injuries. So for outstanding performance of duty under unusual and difficult circumstances involving protection of life and property, we hereby present the Merit Service Award to the following members: Station Assistant Chief Phil Thor, Lieutenant Pete Hullinger, Lieutenant Greg McMiniman, Firefighter Stu Segan, Firefighter Jeff Miltimore, Firefighter Bill Visnaw, and Firefighter Eric Krajewski. Neither of the two following gentlemen were here, but we're going to read their awards anyway. In recognition of serious injuries received while performing activities to protect life and property and upholding the finest traditions of the Troy Fire Department, we hereby present the Heart Award to firefighter Joel Barthlow. And for actions that reflect the finest values of the fire service and actions that were directly responsible for the saving of a human life, we hereby present the Life Saving Award to Lieutenant Matt Arnold. Will the following members please come forward? Captain Ron Griffiths and Staff Technician Sean Hugg. On Tuesday, October 21st, 2015, after visiting with relatives at William Beaumont Hospital, Captain Ron Griffiths encountered a car in the middle lane of DeQuinder Road with his hazard flashers on. The male passenger was unconscious. The female passenger was distraught. Captain Griffiths immediately contacted dispatch, requested EMS to respond. Staff technician Sean Hugg was in the area conducting an inspection, and upon hearing the radio call, stopped to assist. Beaumont Security also responded. The patient was unconscious and was having difficulty breathing. The decision was made to apply an automatic external defibrillator, or an AED, but no shock was recommended or delivered. While waiting for EMS to arrive, Captain Griffiths and staff technician Hugg it's a little hard to read these, maintained an airway and made attempts to stimulate the patient's breathing. Upon their arrival, paramedics from Alliance Mobile Health evaluated the patient, began treatment, and transported him to the hospital without further incident. So for actions that were directly responsible for the saving of a human life, we hereby present a life-saving award to Captain Ron Griffiths and staff technician Sean Hugg. Each fire station has the opportunity to select one of their members as a Station Member of the Year. Each station uses their own selection criteria for this award, such as extra effort in responding to calls, extra attendance at training, or extra effort maintaining the station and the equipment. Station Member of the Year awards for 2016 are awarded to the following members. From Station 1, Firefighter Steve Schwark. From Fire Station 2, Firefighter Matt Blombaki. From Fire Station 3, Ken Adams. This is Ken's second Member of the Year award. From Fire Station 4, Firefighter Keith Young. From Fire Station 5, Retired Station Assistant Chief Rich Bewick. And from Fire Station 6, Firefighter Eric Kajewski. And finally, our last award for the evening is one of special distinction. Each year, department members are encouraged to nominate a member of the department that has gone above and beyond the call of service as our Firefighter of the Year. Tonight, we honor Captain Don Hudson as our 2016 Firefighter of the Year. It's okay, you can clap. Now, in August of 1996, Don volunteered to lead the newly established Explorer Post 911 by then Assistant Fire Chief Dave Roberts, exploring, or what is now referred to as venturing. It's a program sponsored by the Boy Scouts of America to introduce teenagers to a career field through the guidance and oversight of adult advisors. Explore Post 911 continues today after nearly 20 years of helping teenagers explore a fire service career, with many of the past members now firefighters or public safety officers, or both. This award is not the first that Donnie has received, however. Within 3 years of joining the fire department, he achieved recognition as Station Member of the Year for Station 1. Donnie has gone on to receive several department awards over his nearly 22 years of service with the department. Most notable is the Life Saving Award in August of 1999 for his actions taken to save the life of a choking woman on her 79th birthday at a nearby restaurant. He has taken strong interest and support of this department and the fire service in general. Donnie has elected to further his education by attending several Michigan Fire Service Instructors Conferences, attending advanced firefighter training classes, and currently trains Station 1 members in his role as a station training instructor, as demonstrated by having received unit commendation meeting 100% of the training objectives 2 years in a row. Through his hard work, dedication, and leadership, he has held the rank of Station Lieutenant and now Station Captain. Not too long after he was promoted to Station Captain, and each year since, Donnie has taught new firefighters as an instructor at the Oakland Community College Firefighter Academy. He has participated on the department's open house committee and has taken advantage of every opportunity to educate our community on the role of a firefighter. Donnie has donated his time and materials, such as cars from his auto repair business, to be used as training aids. Outside of the department, Donnie works hard operating his own business, Troy Auto Care, within the limits of the community he protects. His devotion to both the community and the department includes employing several of our volunteer firefighters. Donnie shows great passion for the fire service and provides outstanding training for his station and the entire department. Over the years, he has always strived to show his passion, his leadership, his knowledge, and skills to the members of his station, those in the Explorer program, the OCC Fire Academy students, and his fellow officers within the department. He willingly shares material that he has prepared for training, and he champions many new ideas or procedures on behalf of the Troy Fire Department. Captain Don Hudson models the core behaviors of the Troy Fire Department, such as professionalism, integrity, honor, and humility. It is therefore appropriate that we recognize Captain Don Hudson as our 2016 Firefighter of the Year.
In closing, I would like to recognize our recent Fire Academy students who completed their final practical exam today at the training center. Congratulations to them. And lastly, I would like to thank the following individuals for their help in planning and organizing tonight's event: Cindy Stewart and Megan McCory, Shirley Shepard, Chuck Reister, Pete Hollinger, and lastly, the management and staff of the San Marino Club. I think it was a pretty good dinner tonight. Thanks to everyone for attending tonight, and enjoy the rest of the evening. And before we close, I want to mention there is a photo booth at the front if you haven't noticed, so get your picture taken. Thanks again, everybody.